Students, today we are again going to continue the yesterday's topic which we had left over. But before starting with the topic, I would just like to clarify one thing because there is a lot of confusion when it comes to a subject because the title is a bit specific, but when we talk about software cost estimation, the software doesn't mean the software alone. It may be a standalone software, means a software which you make for a medical store, or it may be for a ready-made garment store. It may be a network-based software where the number of users increase. It is not a single user, but there may be number of users who parallelly use the same software or the same system. So again, the scope of the software increases. Then it may be a web portal, means any website which you use for internet that can be developed by you. So the number of users here increase, the number of people taking care of this kind of websites increase. So the responsibility of a software cost estimator and the software developer both increases. It may be a banking software, it may be a ATM related software. Next, it may be a corporate working intranet or extranet software, means where the number of users may extend to thousands, which everybody is having playing different roles in their corporate environment, and the software is catering services to all these clients. So software doesn't always mean a small kind of software. It may be having a big exposure or a big scope. Okay, now returning back to the yesterday's topic. So the factors which impact on the software cost estimation. Yesterday, we had just started out the things. So the first factor is the size of the project. As I said earlier, it may be a standalone system, it may be a network-based software, it may be a website. So the size of the project always differs. When it comes to a standalone system, the number of users may be 1 or 2, maybe max to max 5 or 10. But when it comes to a corporate system, there may be thousands of users. So the estimation depends on what kind of software you are dealing with. The size of the software matters a lot. Okay. Next is the efforts in person. Now, what do you mean by efforts in person? Efforts in person is nothing but what kind of team or what size of team you are using to develop a software. Whether it is done by a single person or two person, you are using thousands of software developers to make it, plus the time schedule which you are using, means per person per month is the tentatively calculation done while dealing with the estimation. Okay, so a person working for how many hours? A single person, the rate of the individual plus the expertise of the individual, the role he is going to play in the software development, all these factors impact a grade. Third thing is how much time will it require to develop that single system. Although a single individual system may be so complex that it may take months to develop, that maybe if you have a big team to deal with, it can be done in a matter of week or something like that. So the calendar months or the calendar weeks which are taken for development of its software is also a factor which impacts on the cost estimation. Next is the overall project cost. Now the overall project cost cannot be tentatively calculated because along with all these above three factors, it also depends that what kind of scope the software has, what kind of aim you have or what kind of issue you are dealing with, what kind of solution you are trying to give to the person for whom you are developing the software. So The project cost depend on many factors. These are some of the factors which we need to deal with. I believe that I know that these points are not that easy to grasp automatically, but we can deal with it in further discussions, or you can anytime come to me and we can have a clarifying session as such. Okay. Now, the estimation further depends on, there are 3 steps of software estimation. First thing is acquiring a project. When somebody approaches you, okay, I have a certain system to be made, I have a certain software to be made, and this is what I'm expecting. Here we need to focus on that the person who is approaching you may not be from a technical background. So he can't specify what he exactly wants. He may have a rough idea, okay, I just want a software for a medical or for a general store or for a gift shop or something like that. But he may not understand, or he may not explain you the key factors which are needed to develop the software. So here, while acquiring the project, you have to make him speak more about the project, so that you can gain most of the information at the initial phase, so you can develop a proper software. Okay, so at this step only, you need to decide the scope and size of the project. So you can give him a tentative estimation, okay, this would be the cost of the software which you are going to develop. Second phase is the planning phase. Here you need to plan out what resources you are going to need, what kind of team you are going to need, what would be the size of the team, what would be the duration of the software development. So what kind of technical expertise would you require while you're designing the team, or you're developing the team for software development. So that is again a very important factor. Third thing is the execution phase. Here we need to understand that estimation is not always a one-time process. You need to understand that while you execute a product, you may try to deliver a product, and after using for 2-3 days, the person may feel that he needs certain changes. Okay, so it is a iterative process. Iterative process means it has to be developed and redeveloped number of times for the client to be satisfied. And even unless and until the client is satisfied, the developer is not satisfied. Okay, because he is paying us for developing the software. So we as a person need to satisfy the person individually. So it is an iterative process. You have to make number of changes. There will be number of redevelopment phases. So estimation is not always a one-time process. There may be negotiations, there may be certain changes, the last moment changes are there. So there are a lot of factors which impact this estimation process. So I believe that I am making my points clear. Still, if you have any queries, please write down to me or ask me in person. We can clarify it. Thank you. Thank you for focusing on the lecture.